Hey everybody, happy Saturday. I am just hopping on here real quickly just to do my makeup real fast before I head out the door. I'm meeting some friends for an appetizer real quickly, so I just thought I'd show you in real time how I usually to get ready using my One Compact makeup, which by the way, I can match you to if you text color match to 701 4362448, which is also in my bio too. I have a form there as well. So a lot of times when I am getting ready, I like to do my eyebrows first. So I just sprayed some setting spray onto my little spoolie brush, and then I am just fluffing up my brows. I put sunscreen on. Sunscreen's a big deal, even though it is winter time here and it's cold. If I'm gonna be going outside, I'm definitely gonna be wearing sunscreen because I get a lot of hyperpigmentation. And so I'm trying to also erase the years of damage that I did to my skin when I was younger, spent time in the tanning beds and all those things. And now, I'm in my 40s and getting all those wrinkles. So by the way, my name is Heather Fry. I am 45 years old. I am a teacher. I'm a high school teacher. I do that full time, and then I also help women with their makeup. So I teach them easy techniques to use for makeup. Makeup is always something that I have loved, and I have learned a lot of different techniques throughout the years, but I really fell in love with makeup when I was introduced to my One Compact makeup, and love it because it's so easy to travel with, and it is great for maturing skin, which I have. It also travels well, so I've been to Mexico twice in the past year without having to put it in those annoying TSA baggies and trying to make sure everything fits because it's all TSA approved. It's not liquid. So I love this makeup because what I noticed right away is that my skin did not dry out like it did with my old foundation. And the reason for that is because most of the time when we use a liquid foundation, liquids go on really nicely, but throughout the day they dry up because they're made up of mostly water. And then what's left is you're left with that cakey, creasy, annoying feeling with your makeup. So what I love about this is that does not happen. So I'm going to show you how I get ready. There's lots of different ways to do this, but I'm using what we call 3D foundation. So what I like to do is, I'm actually going to go in with my main shade first, and I'm just going to sweep that all over my face. And then I'm going to actually do some contouring and highlighting. So this is cream makeup, super forgiving for the skin. It also melts just nicely into the skin. Looks great, like I said, on maturing skin, really on anybody with any age. So like I said, this is not your mom's makeup. I remember when I was growing up, I'd watch her put the liquid foundation on, and it was just, the one color of foundation, and everything kind of looked just flat. So with this kind of makeup, it is different than that because you're adding actually contouring, you're adding some facial dimension back into your face. And this helps with lifting and brightening those areas that we want brightened, highlighting those areas that we want highlighted, so everything looks nice and lifted, which definitely, as we get older, we start to need a little bit more of that. So I'm going to show you, then I just take my contouring brush. This is actually a brush that I like for contouring. There's other brushes that I like as well, but this brush, I like it because it gives precise application. And so I go along my forehead, up towards the top of my forehead, and then I'm also going to go on my cheekbone, trying to give more definition there. I don't go under my cheekbone because I'm over the age of 45, and so I'm trying to create more of a lift. And don't worry, this is all going to make sense when I blend all of this out, but for now, it's probably going to look a little bit different. And then along my jaw, I'm going to make sure I go along the edge of my jaw. and on the side. So the other thing I like to do too is I like to take a line and go straight down, and that's going to help to create more of a snatched jawline as well. Okay, nose contour. So let's take a little bit right here, and we're just going along the edge. Also here. So I stay right on the side of my nose. I'm not on the actual outsides of my nose, because if I did that, then that would just create the appearance of a wider nose. Now there's many different ways that you can contour your nose. This is just a simple way to do that. And then I do a little bit underneath of my lip. And then once I have all of the contouring out, then I'm going to add my brightening highlight. So my brightening highlight is my lightest color, and that is going to bring some light and dimension to the areas of my face that I would like more attention. So enhancing those facial features, usually more so in the center of your face. And then because I'm over the age of 45, I'm also gonna do just a little bit on the inside corner and then a little bit on the outside corner. I don't go directly all up in this business right here because that's where most of my fine lines and wrinkles are, and I don't want to draw more attention and more focus to that. So instead, I just do a little bit on the inside corner, a little bit on the outside corner. If I had more of some color issues that I need to correct, I would actually use something different other than concealer. So what I would use is a demi color corrector. And that demi color corrector uses color science to help cancel out some of those color distractions that we see. So what I just did there too is I sprayed a little bit of setting spray on my face before I blend. And while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna do a very simple eyeshadow look. And this looks really funny right now, don't worry. This is actually a bronzer. It's a cream bronzer. And obviously I'm not gonna leave it like that because I'm gonna blend it out, and it looks really nicely when I have it all blended. And so I just kind of plop some bronzer on my eyeshadow, or on my eye. And the cream actually gives a really nice base too when we use that. And so I just put that all over first, just blending that out. Okay. Looks funny, I'm not done yet, don't worry. And then I'm gonna start blending my lightest colors first, so I just tap that into my skin. Now, cream products are super forgiving. They're designed to move with your skin. They're not meant to get cakey. They don't set like other makeup does. And then I just blend that all out. So I tap that. I love this makeup because I get a lot of compliments on how my skin looks with this makeup. And being 45 years old, I will take all of that I can get. Need all the help I can get because things are starting to go south. So I blended most of my my lighter colors first, and now I'm just blending the darker colors. When I blend contour, I want to make sure that I'm not pulling it down. I'm actually dragging it more up. And then along the side over here, I'm also just tapping, and if I'm flicking it anywhere, it's upwards, not downwards, because if we flick that downwards, that's just going to create more of a downcast face. Okay, and then back towards, on my jaw, I'm going to go back towards my ear and then down. Same thing over here, back and down. And then along my nose here, I'm just gonna straighten out those lines, up and down. So typically when I get ready, it takes me about 5 minutes, I would say, give or take, but I'm kind of slowing things down a little bit just to give you guys a little bit more of a step-by-step here. So I am going to use a little bit of bronzer. So bronzer is just meant to give a little bit of warmth, of a sun-kissed glow. I'm a very pale person, so I typically just put that in a C motion over my forehead and my brow, and then I just blend that out. And your bronzer is meant to give you more warmth and more of a sun-kissed glow, where your contour is meant to be more of a cooler color and does some lifting and sculpting. Now, I've had people that have done contouring techniques with bronzer. You can totally do that. I'm actually a cooler tone person, so it doesn't always work well for me to do bronzer as a contour. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of a cheek color. I'm going to go really subtle with that today. This is called Ibiza. Once again, it is cream, which I love. And I go high up on my cheekbone because I'm trying to also create more of a lift. So I just put that up towards the tippity tip of my cheekbone right there. And then of course I will blend. So you could blend all of this stuff with one brush if you wanted to. Of course I have multiple brushes because, you know, I have all of the things that I need to do this. So I frequently will use special brushes for different things. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a little bit of lip color on, and all of this has been in one palette. I can also put my eyeshadows in there too. So if you ever wanted to be matched to something like mine, I would be happy to match you. You can see the link in my bio to do so. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shimmer that off a little bit more with a little pop of shimmer in the middle. And I'm going to add a little bit of setting powder to where I need to. But I love this makeup. It gives me a nice, ooh, dewy glow, lit from within kind of makeup, which can't go wrong with that for sure. Okay, so I use a pressed setting powder. It's super finely milled, but it also helps to blur out any of those larger pore areas. It doesn't settle into your fine lines either because it is so finely milled. Which, if you use some setting powders, that's one thing you have to be careful of, is because sometimes they're a little bit thicker and not as finely milled. And so then what happens is that it starts to settle into those fine lines, and we don't want that, right? Okay, so let's do just a little pop of shimmer on my eyes, and then I think I'm gonna call it good for today. And let's see here. I have lots of different eyeshadows. I'm gonna use this one right here. It's called Riviera. And I'm just gonna take and put my finger on and plop that over my eye. I'm not doing anything super fancy today. I could, of course, spend more time on my eye, but I'm not going to. So I think we're gonna call it, that's it, really. So like I said, if you guys have any questions about this one compact makeup, let me know. I love it. It's awesome. It works so well for all skin types, but really it is amazing. I'm telling you, this kind of makeup is the best for maturing skin. So I'm 45 years old. My skin has never looked better in makeup. I noticed a huge difference when I used this versus liquid. It stays all day, especially if you use the setting things that I use. So setting spray, setting powder, which I all have. The link is in my bio for all of that. If you want to be color matched too, you can simply text color match to 701-436-2448. That number is also in my bio as well. And I also have a color match form in my bio. If you'd like to check that out, I'd be glad to help you. And then I also send all of my clients to a getting started video showing you how to set everything up. My hair's really wild today. We're gonna roll with it. Anyway, so if you guys have questions, please let me know. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.